9 months ago, I was involved in a hit and run accident while I was on my motorcycle. It broke my right tibia. I had surgery the next morning at Christ Hospital, where a titanium rod was put in my leg. The assumption was that the bone would grow around it. I have been going to follow-up checkups monthly or every other month to see the progress. So this is the x-ray from the 27th of June. So that's the front. You can see the screws. That's my leg, my right leg. And this is the side view. As you can see, the bone has still not fused. Like I mentioned, this happened 9 months ago, back in October of 2024. The doctor is concerned, and so am I now at this point, that no growth has happened. So he proposed and walked me through a potential procedure that we can do for the leg. He'll cut a slit into my right thigh and insert a drill with a tube around it, contact the femur, my thigh bone, drill a small hole and use the tube to vacuum out the contents, essentially gathering approximately 3 milliliters worth of bone. That's not that much. He'll remove the tube and sew it back up. Then he'll make an incision on my leg, right here, to clear out some of the scar tissue that's formed in between the bone, most likely, and fill it in with that femur extraction from my thigh. Then he'll sew it back up. Also, I believe he said he wanted to agitate the bone area in order to, like kind of re-break it, because obviously if there's no bone growth after 9 months, it's not looking like it knows that it needs to grow. I've tried a couple different things. I could probably sleep more. That might have helped, but I tried different diets and whatnot and just leaving the leg alone. But I gave it enough time, and obviously it's not doing anything. The most concerning part about what he was telling me, though, was that at this point in time, since the bone has not healed and given the structure support, that these types of screws that are actually holding the titanium rod in place can deteriorate and eventually break, which would cause excruciating pain. So essentially, the support that I have that's holding my leg together, if any of these screws break, that would cause the broken bone fragments to come together a little bit closer, which might actually be a good thing, but it will cause excruciating pain, because now whenever I limp on that leg or walk on it or do anything I'm not supposed to, it is actually the screws that are holding up and supporting that leg, because the tibia, not the fibula, actually takes the brunt of the support force that your leg experiences. Another question that I had for the doctor. It's at this point where I thought in my life that I'd be, running 6 miles already. That's why I made that goal at the beginning of the year. But yeah, obviously it's just not working. And at any point in time, if I do something too stressful, it can cause a break in one or more of the screws, and I would either lose that support, or maybe there's just something that's not showing up on the x-rays, because it's definitely different from when I first got hit. The leg was ridiculously swollen, and now it's not. The swelling has gone down severely. I couldn't put any pressure on it without experiencing excruciating pain, but now I can walk on it, I can limp on it. I was even doing something I wasn't supposed to on 4th of July yesterday, the annual family tradition of playing knockout with all the cousins. That was really fun. But this morning, when I woke up, my leg was really hurting, which I think is a good sign. If it's hurting, then that means that the tissue is still there. There's still nerves there. Because that was another one of my concerns that I brought up with the doctor is like, is my bone dead? Like, why? This is so weird. Like, why is it not growing? I've never had a broken bone before that I knew about, at least. And this is just really not working out. So I got to thinking, what if I can beat my leg to the punch? What if I can somehow press that scar tissue out from in between the bone fragments and actually stimulate bone growth? How would I be able to do that without going under for surgery? The options were I either go completely under again, which I definitely don't want to do. I hate going under. Or I get an epidural like they do for birthing women when they don't want to feel anything, and essentially you become paralyzed from your waist down. And I don't want to do that. Don't touch my spine, man. I'm not trying to get anything like that done. I was like, can we do local anesthesia? And he's like, nah, that would not work. It's just like, I just want to be awake and present for that type of thing. So since that's not an option, I think what I'm going to have to do is cause a drastic impact to the leg. I was thinking of doing this by starting to just jog and starting to run on my broken leg, which is actually just ridiculous because people at work, I use a little cart to get around because the facility's huge that I work at, and just getting from the parking lot to my desk it feels like a quarter mile that you gotta walk. So to get around at work, instead of just limping everywhere, I use a little cart that I got from my old coworker and friend, Jen. People ask me, it's like, that's kind of weird that like you're still on this cart. You've been on this cart thing for a while. And so now I'm gonna I asked the doctor for 2 copies of the x-ray this time so I can show people that. But I need to start taking action. I can't just sit on the sidelines and let my life go like this. My son is already 10 months. He's almost 11 months old. He'll be 11 months in a few days. And he's going to start walking on his own soon, I'm pretty sure. And I want to be able to very quickly move without having to worry about my screws breaking and my leg just giving out completely. And just falling over, especially if I'm holding him or something like that. So it's an actual thing. Like, obviously I don't need to be athletic anymore. We've destroyed survival of the fittest. We live in a society. I'll probably never need to outrun a lion or a bear or anything like that. Not that I would be able to anyway. They're very fast. But anyway, all this to say that I need to do something. So my crazy idea is that I hit my bone and kind of re-break it, and maybe that can trigger something in there. So I've got a hammer, and I'm gonna hit my leg on camera for you guys. All right, so here is where the top part of that bone is. And I think if I just tap it and I feel enough pain, it should do something for me in a way that it'll trigger the bone to regrow. So we're gonna try it. That is weird. It's like hard. I cannot believe the bone is not growing. Actually, let me do my other leg for comparison. Ow. Why does my non-broken leg hurt more than my broken leg? Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh. Maybe I'm not hitting the right spot. Maybe I should just hit it from the side. Oh! All right, guys. I'll probably do the rest of that off camera. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more.